Okay, y'all, so we're doing something a little bit different today. I recently started Leetcoding, like literally 2 days ago, and I realized how inefficiently I've been Leetcoding. Like, I just want to get better at my algorithmic style programming and just get a feel for it, but I've just been thinking about the problem and then I just start coding and then I take forever to actually come to the solution. And it's not even like the 100% optimal solution. So that's kind of frustrating me out, and I thought there has to be a strategy. There has to be a strategy for Leetcoding and doing algorithmic type problems. So that's what we're gonna figure out today. I'm gonna, one, search up strategies, and two, I'm gonna try to implement that strategy, and I'm gonna see if I can solve a Leetcode easy problem faster than I have the last 2 days. The last 2 days, it's taken me on average 1.5 hours for one Leetcode easy problem. Now, as a total preface, for those of you who have zero idea what I'm talking about, Leetcode is a platform on which you can practice your programming skills. They have a bunch of problems for you, and then you submit your solution and it'll either accept it or reject it. And if it accepts it, it'll tell you, how much memory you've used, how much time it takes to run your algorithm, and so on and so forth. So it's really, really huge when trying to prepare for big tech company interviews. So it's like huge in there. And that's even how I was introduced to it. So that's what Leetcode is. There are 3 levels: easy, medium, hard. And I'm of course starting on the easy level. So with that background, let's get to researching possible strategies for solving Leetcode problems. Let's get to it. Okay, y'all, so I have my laptop here. I'm literally going to search up Leetcode strategies. Like that's what I have at the top of my head right now. So I'm gonna figure out that maybe Reddit is a good place to go. Oh yeah, let's do Reddit. Let's put the hair up because we are gonna get down to business. Okay, so my Leetcode study guide, number 1 result. Let's click on that. Okay, y'all, so I actually think I found a strategy that I like. So he basically suggests setting a timer depending on the level of difficulty, and then once it runs out and you haven't solved it, look at the solution, see what you missed. This is something that I have not been doing. I've just been going at it until I figure it out, and that's why even a Leetcode easy problem is taking me 1.5 hours to do. I think this is much more effective almost, but there's the problem that, you don't solve it yourself, and so you don't kind of build those debugging and troubleshooting skills. But I just want to get fast at this, and I want to be better at my problem solving skills, so maybe this is the way to go. I think I'm going to try this out today. Let's see. Okay, so there's this playlist on YouTube called Leetcode Easy by Kevin, and I found this through Reddit as well. And so I've done number 1, I've done another Leetcode Easy that's not on here. I'm skipping 2 for now, simply because I remember nothing about trees and I need to brush up on that. But that's something that's going to take me way longer than something to, put in this video. So we are moving on to assigned cookies. This is the one that I wanted to do. So I clicked on this, and so this, in these videos, he basically solves them, and then what I do is I basically go show more, I go to the link, I don't read the intuition, I just go to the link and start solving it. And so I have that resource if I need to know what's up and how on earth to solve this problem. And one of the things that I find super useful is in the discuss tab, a lot of people just post their solution. So I find that helpful as well, to just understand some conditions if I'm really stuck and I'm just like, okay, how do I match this condition and this condition? I found that really helpful yesterday, and just to be clear, I've only been doing this for 2 days, so I found that really helpful yesterday. So yeah, this is the problem that we're gonna do, so I'm gonna read this right now and let's see how it goes. Okay, y'all, so the timer is set. I also thought it might be a good idea to write some questions on some just scrap paper. So this is the assigned cookie problem, number 455 on Leetcode. So I'm just going to make some quick jot notes, and I'm also going to type up some questions that immediately came to mind, like, are their arrays always going to be sorted? A really quick thing that I noticed, even though my timer is going on, I need to start the timer actually. Oh my god. 20-minute timer. Something that I noticed recently is literally one of the problems that I was trying to do, I would have been able to code it in C in like 5 minutes tops. Like, I would have had that solution in my hand in 5 minutes, just because it's so easy to do in C. But I was trying to do it in Python, and one of the things that I'm trying to do as like a two birds with one stone kind of thing is I'm also trying to brush up on my Python skills, because I learned really basic Python a couple of years ago, and I haven't written in Python since then, really. And so I'm trying to brush up on Python as well. So it took me forever to do it in Python, like something I could do in C, which is crazy because C is known to be like way harder than higher level languages like Python. So I'm sure like some of you here that are actually versed in software development are just gonna be like, are you serious? Like, you could do it 5 minutes in C and it took you an hour and a half to do it in Python? Yes, it did. Anywho, I'm gonna start the timer and we're gonna get going on this. So one of the strategies I actually read online somewhere that actually works a lot for me is thinking about how would I manually solve an algorithm, like how would I manually solve the problem, and then, okay, now you know how you would manually do it, how are you going to code that up? I actually find that super useful, and it's sometimes helpful in finding the optimal solution. So I'm going to try doing that as well. So we have a greedy list, we have a size list, and we need to figure out how many kids can we satisfy. Okay, so you're going to start with number 1, and you're going to say 1. Okay, where's my pointer? If it's less, then I know I still have cookies that I can distribute. So then you do that. And then number 2, you're like, okay, is my S bigger than my greedy factor? Okay, so really quickly, the intuition that I think is behind this problem is number 1, I hate how my background keeps on getting light. Okay, so number 1, you need to figure out, do you have any cookies left to distribute? And if you do, then can you satisfy the current child that you're on? And then what you're going to do is, for that, you need to see, okay, is the size of the cookie greater than the greedy factor? If yes, great. Increment your count and move your pointers. Otherwise, keep the count the same and then move pointer for the child over. So this is stuff in like, once again, this is something in C that I'd be like, oh yeah, totally, pointers, let's go. But I'm trying to learn Python, so let's see how this goes. So I'm going to start putting something together. Let's see how this goes. So I still have 8 minutes to go. That's not the tab that I want. I have a preliminary solution that I just coded up. So we're gonna hit submit, and let's see, fingers crossed. Okay, syntax, of course. How on earth did I miss that? Let's hit submit again. Let's see, and of course, okay. I'm gonna fix all these syntax errors. I'll be back. So I fixed the syntax errors, which were a bunch of colons at the end of my if-else conditions here, which is something that's specific to Python. Like I said, I'm brushing up on Python, but I have a wrong answer here, so let's see this. Let's figure this out. Input 1, 2, 3, size, output none. Okay, let's trace this. Let me trace this. Why is this not working? I think I just figured out the problem, and I'm just like, oh my god. Like, Ruha, come on. Lesson learned. Always write down what your input's out and what your output is, and I wrote that down. I wrote down what my output is. I didn't add my return statement. Like, Ruha, come on. So return count. After you're done your for loop, going through everything, return your count. Let's run this. Let's see. Come on. Ah, there's another wrong answer. Okay, let's see. Now I have this wrong answer. Apparently one of the test cases isn't working, so I'm gonna trace through this now. Okay, I figured out the problem. One of the assumptions that I made based off of the example cases that were given in the description, so they give you examples of what's the input, what is the output gonna look like. I made the assumption that the input arrays would be sorted when sent to the function. However, looking at the test case, that assumption is no longer true, because one of the arrays that are sent in, one of the arrays that was sent in was actually in descending order. So that's not true. So I need to figure out how to rework my solution to not rely on that assumption. So let's see. So my timer actually just went off for 20 minutes, but I really want to try solving this problem without the assumption that the arrays are going to be sorted, so I'm going to give myself 5 more minutes. Okay, so I did try to rework it. Another test case is not passing anymore, and I'm not sure why, but I've gone 5 minutes over the 25 minutes, so I think I'm at 30 minutes now. Actually, I have 1 minute, so I'm at 29 minutes now. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to look at the discuss section and see if I can figure out what's up. So let's see. Guys, or people, sorry, not guys, people, I just saw this solution and I'm just banging my head against the wall. Like, are you serious, Ruha? I could have just used the sort function for my original solution and it would have worked. It would have worked. Thankfully, I still have it. I just commented it out. So I'm gonna try to comment this out now and see if I can go back to this, because oh, that's gonna be so much better. Okay, y'all, after a lot of troubleshooting and referencing one of the proposed solutions, I was actually able to modify it a bit to kind of my style of coding, because one of the conditions wasn't needed. One of the else branches was not needed because it needed to happen in any case, so there was no point in having it as a branch. So I modified the solution because it just made sense to me to do it that way, and I got a success. So my solution passed, and I'm going to show you the results right now. So here are the results: runtime, memory usage, and then this is the solution that I decided on. All of this that's commented out is my previous kind of scratch work you can always think about. Way more efficient. Well, in terms of just like having quick feedback of like, okay, I'm gonna time block myself for 20 minutes, maybe an extra 10 minutes, and then we're gonna quickly reference one of the examples given in the discussion tab. You know, just take a hint from there, go back to your submission, see, you know, where's the logic error, what's the problem, why is your solution not passing, and then kind of iteratively build on your solution and almost halve the time. I've halved the time basically since yesterday, because yesterday took me 1.5 hours to solve the problem that I was working on, and so this was way more efficient. So I'm definitely going to be using this from now. Hopefully it stays this efficient. I'm sure I'm gonna have to spend time like learning about just data structures in general when I come across an algorithm that's related to trees, hash tables, dictionaries, which are hash tables, I believe. But anywho, yep, so success, strategy was a success, and I'm definitely going to use this going forward. So I'm going to conclude this video now. I hope you had fun watching me struggle for 50 minutes and just kind of bang my head against the wall a few times, thinking about why am I not getting the output I'm expecting, and why is my algorithm not working. So that was a fun little exercise for 50 minutes, and I hope you enjoyed. Until next time.